Hello, my name is Octavia Gentemann-Schmidt. I'm from Germany. And this is a video dedicated to Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the time of her passing, the cosmic time window in which she was passing. I named this video Life Well Lived with Regulus. Regulus is one of the main energies that is active since the new moon in Leo. That happened on the 18th of August this year, and that is bridging the time frame towards the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction on the 21st of December this year. If you want to know more about that, please check my video on the US election, because part of the background energies I'm describing there. Most of it I explained in a series of German videos. So since August we have a time window where the governments on Earth are checked and tested whether they are in service of the citizen of their country, whether they look towards the greater goal, and whether they are really there for social concerns of the community. When I checked the energies of the moon, of the new moon we had on the 17th of September in Germany, and in the German videos I said I'm not sure about which Sabine symbol to take. There is a set of symbols that are in a metaphor describing the energies, because usually you take the symbol of the next degree, but the new moon was in 25.0 degrees, so I thought it would be better to take a look at both of them, especially as America had the new moon on the ascendant, so I knew that whatever energy was coming was very important for America. And I described a bit for America and for California, but I don't want to go into that because it is a video of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Nevertheless, the Sabine symbol was a flag at half-mast in front of a public building, the social acknowledgement of a job well done and a destiny fulfilled. It is about public recognition. You can see here it is written in the language of his service to his community or to mankind as a whole, but it speaks of a person that is dedicating his or her life towards mankind as a creator. And that it is a time of a social recognition, but of a soul leaving a flag at half-mast. And if you look at the United States at this current point in time, the flags are flying at half-mast in front of the public buildings in America. So on the 17th of September there was a new moon where I was not sure, but thought that due to the Regulus energy and a great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, this is a main theme, and therefore that I should consider this symbol, a flag at half-mast in front of a public building. On the 18th of September, Ruth Bader Ginsburg then died, a day later. So, just to let you see what is going on in the sky, in the German video I also explained this here is Leo, and here's the new moon in Regulus. Leo can be represented by the Sphinx also, the constellation of Leo. And I talked about that the sign of Virgo, as we know it in Western astrology, is just a glimpse, just a small spark of what we really once knew about this. Because at the time where the spring equinox was in the sign of Virgo, so the age of Virgo, this whole constellation was much bigger. Partly Libra, seen here, and partly Leo was part of that huge Virgo constellation. And it was a time of matriarchy. So the goddess and the feminine aspect and what this all means, intuition, the whole aspect of being a female and embodiment and to give birth and to materialize. The spiritual realm of Earth was totally different from what we are now having. So when the sign, when the age of Leo started, we lost the knowledge of matriarchy, and one of the symbols then was the Sphinx erected. So the Sphinx and the pyramid are a symbol of a knowledge lost that we have to decipher in meditation, in dreams, during the night, during intuition, in other methods than we have in the Western society or in the Western or in the left hemisphere of the brain, so in the logical mind. Regulus started to give a pulse, not only Regulus, the solstices this year and especially the eclipses this year were already pulsing into a frequency of, hey, take care, there is something going on, there is a different energy, a reminding, a remembering setting in, where you have to be aware. So in this greater window of an energy that we are about to remember, where the new moon was about to set in this year, is the constellation of Virgo, and the new moon was on the left shoulder of the wing. As you see, Virgo was also depicted as, or one of the images of Virgo is an angel. So we have the left shoulder, the left wing, the new moon, and the new moon before that in conjunction Regulus, remembering the Sphinx. So a huge female energy wanted to be recognized again. And on this time frame, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Here's one of the images I found in Facebook on the side of Association for Study of Women in Mythology. If you want to be a true professional, you will do something outside yourself, something to repair tears in your community, something to make life a little better for people less fortunate than you. That's what I think a meaningful life is, living not for oneself but for one's community. So look at the Sabian symbol of this new moon, a flag at half-mast in front of a public building, the social acknowledgement of a job well done, a destiny fulfilled. As an individual who has accepted any significantly met public responsibilities reaches the end of her service to a community or a mankind as a whole, she gains social immortality, at least to some extent. In death, she becomes identified with the archetype that ensouled her public office. She becomes a cultural hero, enshrined in the official memory of her race. She has found her place in history. The symbol implies the ability to carry any task to its ultimate fulfillment, provided this task is carried out with reference to the need of a collectivity, small or large, as it may be. In this final phase of the 35-fold sequence of symbols, we are presented with an image of the end results, of the individual's service to mankind. Personal failings may be forgotten, but her achievements remain. They are given public recognition. If you are aware of the Sabian symbols in astrology, you know that these fivefold sequences refer to the 72 fivefold sequences that are the 72 angels of the Kabbalah, which is a reference to the stages that Venus is doing. So the 72 angels of the Kabbalah, the guardian angel has a 5-day window. It is drawing a rose into the sky, as Venus is doing. and it is a 72-day cycle that Venus is referring to. This is just a small reference to the mystical background of the Sabian symbols that are referring especially to American life. But Ruth Bader Ginsburg was also a Jewish person. And she died on the new moon in September, which is in every year the starting of a new year, so Rosh Hashanah. I would like to tell you that I am of German origin. I am a woman. I am not trained in the Kabbalah. I am aware that we did a great injustice to the Jewish people and their mysticism. I came in contact with the Kabbalah due to an Orosoma seminar. I did the training on the color therapy system of Orosoma, and one part was dedicated to the Kabbalah, but not to the real mysticism, but to the color relating to them. So it is a color-based teaching. I'm telling you here what I see and glimpse as feeling right. But I'm not a Kabbalist. I'm not trained in a Jewish mysticism. I just did research, read books on Gershom Scholem, but just to tell you, this is my view and not a Kabbalistic teaching. So, the new moon each year is the time of consideration whether you had a righteous life. It is said that if you are passing on a new moon of a year, in Rosh Hashanah, that you are a righteous person, that your name and your life is recognized as righteous. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg died on Rosh Hashanah as a righteous person. The tradition says that Rosh Hashanah is a time window of various days in which you are considering whether you have debts towards a society. It is a time to pay physical debts, financial debts back. A time of reconsideration that ends with Yom Kippur, the feast of forgiveness. That you forgive people, that you forgive yourself. So to die in this very special time is a very special event. I just got this from, as you see, Dana Lynn Anderson wrote on Facebook. I just put the links into the comment section in the description of the video. According to Jewish tradition, a person who dies on Rosh Hashanah, which began tonight, is a tzaddik, a person of great righteousness. Another person wrote to us a political statement for that, but considered that the year 5781, according to the Torah, is a special one because there is no numerical tradition and no numerical reference written down, so it is an unwritten year. I just put an image of the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life represents on one hand Adam Kadmon, so therefore a physical body and a life, on various layers where I do not go into that. I am not a trained Kabbalist teacher. But we have on some images, and therefore I chose this one, the sphere of Da'at. To me, this is not a sphere, it's a realm, and therefore I put another image on it. This, to me, is in the beginning was everything, and in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and then God created light, consciousness, and creation. So the sphere of Da'at is the realm of the unwritten, the realm where everything is possible, but it is the consciousness and the intention of the being that is setting creation into motion, and therefore forming the tree of the own life, the own physical body, and the reality we are living in. So with Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying as a righteous person on the time frame to an unwritten year is a very loud statement of the cosmos and of cosmic timing, to be aware also of female power and to remember matriarchy, Venus, Sophia, the realm of light. I would like to show you the horoscope of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but in a different way. This is the sky on the day she was born. I put 12 o'clock in, not only as a Sophia time, but because her birth time is unknown. So when the sun is on the most visible point, you usually do a chart on a person where you do not know the birth time. It does not matter on one hand, because what I want to look at is the heliacal rising and the heliacal setting star, which means the star that is rising and the star that is setting in alignment with the sun on that day. So no matter on what time frame you are born, it is the same star rising or the same star setting for the whole day. You see that we have Regulus here as a setting star. So she was born on the heliacal setting star Regulus. The setting star becomes important during the midst to the end of the life, so the so-called autumn of her life. So the moment when she was appointed as a justice by Jimmy Carter and then later was appointed at the Supreme Court, she was in her Regulus phase. She had a strong belief, and she was a symbol of a strong belief in the correctness of a position or a path. And during to her rising star, she was seeking the legal, physical, or metaphysical law that governs the world. She was a representative that whatever is should have a greater meaning in a kingdom or queendomship, that this is a service towards the public, that whatever position you are having in a government, that this is a service to people. So she was an embodiment of Regulus in the later time of her life, which is exactly the time frame for which she was known in public. I can only just give you a glimpse of what I mean. Every government on this world is right now under the test of Regulus. Are they a true king or queen of their country, and are they in service? Ruth Bader Ginsburg showed through the time window of her passing that she is a righteous person. She fulfilled what her life was about. She passed when the new moon was in reference of that life. And to come back to her life again, a flag at half-mast in front of a public building as the social acknowledgement of a job well done and a destiny fulfilled. Even her death is an echo of that energy. And so whatever she stood for remains in the waters of time, in the energy of times. She is recognized as a person of righteousness, and through her a part of the female energy will remain and recognized and remembered. And with that, rest in peace and rest in power. to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.